Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Great to have you with us. 888-900-3393. Also, Pat Unleashed on Twitter. New poll out after the debate in Pennsylvania last week shows John Fetterman back up by 5 points again.
What? Come on.
What is going on? Well, let's start with the president. Too many Americans just don't care. They don't care that we have a president, the most important and powerful office, and thus most important and powerful person in the world. And he's greatly challenged by, cognitive disabilities. He's also the biggest liar we've ever seen in that capacity. He lies about everything every day. Demonstrably provable lies. Lied about the withdrawal in Afghanistan. He lied about the vaccine. He lied about where COVID came from. He lies about the border, telling us it's secure. He lies about the economy, always telling us it's not just good, it's actually historically good. Lies about inflation. He lies about gas prices. Just told us, in fact, they've gone down since he took office. He lies about guns. He lies about January 6th repeatedly. He lies about the deficit. He lies about the debt. He lies about climate change. He lies about his past. He lies about his present. He lies about his family. Lies about his health. Whenever he speaks, in fact, you know he's lying. And too many Americans just don't care. Now we've got Fetterman trying to become a U.S. senator. And in May, he had that massive stroke that nearly killed him. His campaign covered it up, and they continue to lie and cover it up. All of his health issues. They refuse to release his medical records. Why? Why? Prove us all wrong. Show us you have a clean bill of health. Show us there's nothing wrong with you, except you just can't put sentences together. And too many Americans just don't care. They try to deflect attention from all this by calling those of us who do care ableists. Think about this. If you worked for a company and you were the person in charge of hiring and you needed, let's say, speed typist, someone who could type into a word processor 150 words per minute. Would you hire a person with no arms? Of course not, because unless they can speed type with their nose or their feet, they're not going to be able to do the job you need done.
And what if they have good ideas, though?
Yeah, that's not really what you're looking for. You're not really looking for an idea person.
That's the case I've heard for John Fetterman.
Yeah.
He's got good ideas.
Good ideas. I'm sure there's a multitude of jobs that a person with no arms could do. Mm-hmm. Speed typing just probably isn't one of them. Mm-hmm. U.S. senators have to have all their brain faculties available to them. If not, they're just not qualified for the job. And I'm sure there's a multitude of jobs that John Fetterman would be terrific at. Serving in the U.S. Senate just isn't one of them. He proved that beyond any shadow of a doubt that he's incapable of serving at this time last week during the debate. But again, too many Americans just don't care. They're willing to compromise the nation just to stick it to so-called MAGA Republicans. So unless things change fairly drastically in the week we have left before the midterms, exactly 1 week today, a man who can't process information and then disseminate that information to others, and who knows what else he can't do. We don't know without his medical records, and he won't provide them. So he's about to join Dianne Feinstein, who's also non-functioning in the U.S. Senate with dementia, and the U.S. president, also compromised, and they're all going to continue to lead the country together. And too many Americans just don't care. So we need to care enough for all of us. And how do we do that? I think the only way we can do it is by turning to God and making sure we're concentrating on being a righteous people. Because as John Adams said, our Constitution was made only for a moral and religious people. It is wholly inadequate to the government of any other. So, we should be focused on getting our lives straightened out. And let's set the example for the rest of the country. Then we need to know and understand the U.S. Constitution. If we don't know it, we can't protect it. And maybe we can do better at serving others and extending ourselves more than we ever have before. I mean, we've tried everything else. We've tried all the politics. It just doesn't work. And it's led us here to this point in time in history. So I think it's time we take a new approach and see if we can do better. Because again, it's just not working. Not enough people give a rat's anus right now. And they need to. So that leads us to the left, wanting you to forget everything they've ever said. I mean, take Keith Olbermann, for example. In the past, Keith Olbermann tweeted out, now this was after Rand Paul almost lost his life to his neighbor.
Yeah, this is actually more recently. This is when I think the neighbor was back in court. Or no, you know what this was? This was when Fauci was in front of the Senate. And Keith Olbermann didn't care for the questions that Rand Paul was asking.
Okay.
That's what this was. Yeah.
What an a-hole he is. So he wrote on Twitter, "Today we are all Rand Paul's neighbor." Mm-hmm. Okay, you douchebag.
So he's promoting violence against a sitting U.S. senator. Okay.
Yes. And you remember, I mean, it was pretty serious, that attack.
Oh, it was.
Rand Paul was in a bad way for a long time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. In fact, I was just reading up on it with over the weekend with the Paul Pelosi incident, and I was reading up on the Rand Paul situation. I mean, he said he had headphones on, and he was attacked from behind. He didn't see it coming. He said, "I had 6 broken ribs before I hit the ground," and he didn't even see the attacker until it was over.
Yeah. So over the weekend, that same Keith Olbermann, who said today we're all Rand Paul's neighbor, he tweeted this instead. "It was an assassination attempt, an extension of January 6th, the full expression of the new mantra of a political party gone insane. Call it that. I want Biden to state this. MAGA terrorism was inspired by Trump."
God, a lot of stretches there.
So pathetic. It's just so pathetic.
But violence against a Republican.
It's perfectly fine. That's
totally
great.
fine.
I'm good with that.
Yeah.
I'm good with that. Don't you dare attack any Democrats. Yeah. And I don't want Democrats attacked either.
No.
Let's not physically attack people, okay?
That's a good rule.
Yeah. Good safety tip. As we were just talking about, we can be better people than that. Let's do that. But I will say this about the attack on Paul Pelosi. There's a lot of weird information coming out about that.
Yeah.
They can't get their story straight, for one thing. A third party opened the door, let the police in. No. There's no third party.
Yeah, it's been very weird 24 hours. We have the police report that was released yesterday, and it contradicts early reports.
I mean, that happens a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But this is really weird because think about this. Okay, they said initially a third party opened the door, and then the police saw Pelosi and this attacker struggling with the hammer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so who's the third person then? Well, now there's no third person.
Right.
Paul Pelosi opened the door and let him in. So how were they both struggling with the hammer then? If cops were right there,
I don't
understand it.
Yeah, I think the contradictions start before then, though. The police report is missing some information that was on the 911 call.
Okay, on October 28th, 2022, 2:23 in the morning, San Francisco dispatch received a 911 call from Paul Pelosi. Apparently, he was in the bathroom, right? Yeah. Somehow he got in the bathroom and was away from the guy to call 911. Mm-hmm. Why didn't you stay in there? If you're afraid of the guy, he's got a hammer and he's threatening you with it, stay in the bathroom till police get there. I don't know. Maybe he did. Then he went and opened the door for cops. Then he walked over to the guy and got hit in the head with a hammer. I don't know. It's so weird. Mm-hmm. It doesn't add up. So anyway, got the call from Paul Pelosi, located in the Pelosi residence in San Francisco, California. Pelosi stated words to the effect of there's a male in the home and that the male is going to wait for Pelosi's wife.
Okay.
All right. Pelosi further conveyed that he does not know who the male is.
Okay.
But he said the male said his name is David. Okay. So his attacker obviously introduced himself to Pelosi because he's a polite attacker.
Okay, so...
I mean, you don't want the guy not to know your first name if you're going to hit him in the head with a hammer.
Sure. So I want to know from the police, the original police dispatch, or the responding officer who said he's a friend, is that David saying he's a friend, or was that Paul Pelosi saying he's a friend?
Mm-hmm.
I just want clarification on that. I've been confused
do not
on
know.
That now.
So at 2:31, San Francisco police officer Colby Wilms responded to the Pelosi residence and knocked on the front door. When the door was opened, Pelosi and DePappy were both holding a hammer with one hand.
Okay, so stop right there. When the door was opened, what, magically? Because the original report was, like you just said, a third person opened the door and let police in. So now the third person has magically disappeared. You wouldn't want a witness to the crime, right?
Right.
So now that person no longer exists.
Right.
But the door was opened.
From the inside.
Yes.
Not the outside. They've said that.
So I want you to imagine
unless that's wrong too.
You're struggling with a home invader. You guys are fighting over a hammer, and you have the opportunity to go and open the door. And what else does the police report say that Paul Pelosi did?
When the door was open, Pelosi and DePappy were both holding a hammer with one hand, and DePappy had his other hand holding on to Pelosi's forearm.
Okay, then what happened?
Pelosi greeted the officer.
Oh, excuse me, I'm fighting for my life. Hello, officer, welcome.
This doesn't make any freaking sense.
It does not make any sense at all.
It doesn't make one bit of sense.
So in other words,
it could not have happened this way.
You're supposed to believe from the San Francisco police report that they were struggling for his life.
And he opens the door
and greets officers.
And greets the officers. Hey, guys. You see, I'm struggling for my life right here. So, yeah. Maybe you could give me a hand. I'm 82 years old. This guy's 42. I don't know if I can handle it, you know?
You never believe what you hear as the official word, man.
Just unbelievable. What are you talking about? It's not possible that it happened this way.
Yeah, and someone, a writer for Politico yesterday on Twitter was saying how there was never a report that there was a third person.
Politico reported it.
Thank you. And screenshot after screenshot after screenshot just lit up this person's Twitter feed like, you're the source.
Yeah, right.
I'm telling you.
Unreal. Something's weird here.
Sure is.
The officers asked them what was going on. Hey, what's going on? And DePappy responded that everything was good. No, everything's good. We're just struggling over a hammer that I want to hit him in the head with.
And the fact that this is the home of the Speaker of the House.
Yeah.
And you're telling me there was nobody else present, no security, nothing? Come on.
Officers then asked Pelosi and DePappy to drop the hammer. Oh, that's a good idea. Hey, drop the hammer. I'm going to hit him with it, and then I will. All right? Okay, you get one shot to fracture his skull.
Okay.
I mean, it just doesn't make any stinking sense.
So Byron York tweeted out, look, we've got all of this conflicting information. Here's what we need. We need the full 911 call audio.
Mm-hmm.
We need the officer's body cam video.
Mm-hmm.
We need the toxicological tests.
We need to know how the guy got in there in the first place.
Right. We need the security video.
Yes.
It exists.
Yeah, of course it does.
Let's go. If you want to clear this up, which they don't, they have a narrative and they want to be able to support it.
Mm-hmm.
They have to have this story ahead of the election. But, if we want to make sure that, because aren't they always talking about how, look at all these rumors and these lies that the right, all these conspiracy theorists tell. All right, well, then put us in our place and release all this information now.
Yeah, right. And then you won't have conspiracy theories. Tell us something that makes sense. One lick of sense. That's all I'm asking. Just give me something that I can say, oh, okay, yeah, well, that makes sense. And then we move on. Nobody's making up conspiracy theories if they don't need to. If you provide the facts and the facts add up, obviously add up for anybody. They're struggling with a hammer with one hand. The guy's got him by the forearm of his other hand. So what? Did he open the door with his foot? What? Come on. Open sesame? Maybe he just opened it through magic? I don't know. I don't know. And if you're struggling like that and the door's unlocked, just say, come on in. Officers, I'm struggling with this guy.
Now we're getting reports of zip ties found at the scene, and he wanted to take the speaker hostage. And
yeah, he's facing kidnapping charges.
Okay, well, I'm going to need some security camera footage around that joint before I believe any of this. Because if he was just lit in, which I don't know that he was, but that changes everything.
They said it came in through a back door, but in the article I read, I didn't see that he broke anything, although I have seen that there was broken glass, and it was broken apparently from the inside. Because all the glass is laying outside. I don't know. Jeez.
I'm telling you, man.
It's just so bizarre. So very, very bizarre. So what are we supposed to think? When you don't provide those details, I guarantee you somebody will start trying to fill in the gaps. Maybe completely off base, but that's what's going to happen unless you make some sense of this. You can't have two guys struggling with a hammer and then nobody else lets the cops in. They were let in from the inside. By whom? It doesn't make any sense. So admit to the fact that there was a third person in there, which probably was the case. You know they've got servants, a maid, I don't know, live-in security, something. If they don't, they're pretty stupid being multi-millionaires. And his wife is Speaker of the House, and you have no security on hand?
It's almost like they know what the stock market is going to do before it does it.
It's almost like that. We know that's not the case, of course. That would be wrong to use that insider trading information to benefit, personally. But
what have I said? Watch Paul Pelosi.
Yeah, that's what you've said. And it's a pretty good idea. Any trade he makes, do the same. All right. Guys, what's the first thing you notice when you look at a photo of yourself or you look at a mirror in the morning? If it's your receding hairline or a bald spot somewhere, Keeps can help you change that. 2 out of 3 guys experience hair loss before they're even 35. If you want to gamble with your hair, I guess that's your choice, but you can flip the odds in your favor and save your hair with Keeps. Hair loss is tough, and most of us really hate it. Some people don't mind it, and they just shave their head and whatever, and if that's you, then so be it. But if you want to do something about it, other than a buzz cut or shaving your head completely, then save your hair with Keeps. Keeps has clinically proven, FDA-approved hair treatments available online. So whether you want to prevent hair loss, stimulate hair growth, or take care of the hair you already have, your Keeps physician will help you select the right products and develop a personalized hair-saving routine that works for you. It's really easy, and you don't have to wait in some doctor's office or visit the pharmacy. Keeps is delivered straight to your door at about half the cost. So if you have any questions at any time after purchasing your Keeps product, you can message your Keeps doctor 24/7. Visit Keeps.com/Pat. Get 50% off your first order. 50% off at Keeps.com/Pat.
Pat Gray is unleashed.
Another little element of the story as the plot continues to thicken. The guy who attacked Paul Pelosi is an illegal immigrant from Canada. So illegal's illegal. He should have been deported. He shouldn't have been in this country to attack a family member of an important politician. But there you have it. According to ICE, David DePappy, the suspect accused of beating Paul Pelosi with a hammer in his home after breaking in, is currently in the U.S. illegally as a longtime visa overstay.
Huh.
Okay. Our broken immigration system just continues to yield wonderful fruits, doesn't it? Meanwhile, here was the Rio Grande in South Texas yesterday. Border Patrol repelling illegal immigrants. See if anything stands out to you.
Stay here. All right, so that's the Border Patrol on the right.
Oh, the flag kind of stands out to me.
What? What do you mean?
Yeah, it's not a U.S. flag. They're apparently carrying a gargantuan...
Oh, he's kind of using it as a weapon at the officers there, too.
My gosh.
Yeah, so welcome to America. Oh, by the way, we're bringing our giant flag from Venezuela with us.
My gosh.
But I thought you wanted to be an American.
All right. So we're essentially repelling an invasion there. And
that's exactly what this is.
The flag of the invasion going at the front of them. Just like you see on movies all the time.
This is exactly what it is, an invasion.
Mm-hmm.
And
they're repelling it.
Marching ahead with the colors. Yep.
Shooting them with what? Rubber bullets, and I suppose
the
left is all up in arms over that.
Yeah.
How dare you shoot them with rubber bullets? That hurts. And I know, don't cross the border illegally, and you won't get shot with a rubber bullet. How about that?
Huh.
That kind of makes sense to me. Doesn't it to you? You know, here's the thing. You don't want to get shot. You don't want to drown. You don't want to be harmed in any way. Don't cross the border illegally.
That's too much to remember.
Is it? Is it? All right. Do you know how many people have died trying to cross the border? Just this year, just in the past year alone.
Yeah.
It's 830 something. I'm looking for the statistic here. Because
and that's just what we know about.
Yeah, that's just the ones we know. The Biden administration is lowballing that figure like crazy. But the fact is, they have found the remains of this many. How many have we not found? And they're not counting both sides of the border. So this is setting a record, by the way. Oh, it's not 834. It's 853. At least 853 migrants have died while crossing or shortly after crossing the Mexican border into the United States in the last 12 months. Reports based on internal Border Patrol data obtained by CBS. And CBS certainly, isn't a right-wing publication. The 853 known deaths represent a 56% increase over the 546 known recoveries in fiscal year 21. These 1,399 deaths during the Biden administration already exceed the entire 4 years of the Trump total of 1,126.
Say that again?
Already we've exceeded in 2 years what happened during Trump's 4. So they've had more, and it looks like about 170, 180 more in 2 years than Trump had in 4. That's incredible. Wow. These numbers are grossly understated, according to a source at Border Patrol, and especially do not reflect recoveries on both sides of the border. They also do not include known migrant deaths where the remains are not recovered by Border Patrol agents. How often does that happen? Where they die in some remote region that there's not necessarily any Border Patrol around, and so nobody knows. Nobody knows. And that's going to be a big number too, because I don't know if you're aware of this. A lot of times illegals don't want Border Patrol to know that they've crossed. And so they go to places where they know Border Patrol is not going to be and sneak into the country. And
they're not seeking them out so that they can get that court date locked in?
Mm-mm. No.
That's weird.
Yeah, it is.
I would have
weird.
thought, hey, I need to get an appointment with the judge to hear my case.
Yeah. Because I want to be told when to show back up to court. Because I really want to abide by the law that I just broke. So it's unbelievable. It really is.
It's suicide of a nation.
Yeah. It's also not a good idea for the immigrants because when you go to the places where Border Patrol isn't, you don't have anybody who's bringing you water or getting you to emergency medical treatment or any of that. So it's a good idea to run into Border Patrol agents because they're going to take care of you.
And with the Marxist takeover of Brazil underway right now, we're going to have even more people fleeing northward to our country.
No question.
And if you dare question this razor-thin margin at this Brazil election, I see that I've read reports this morning that YouTube is now censoring any kind of... it's 2020 for them as far as election concerns go. So don't challenge the official narrative that the Marxist dude won, or else we're gonna. That's interesting how these individuals that kind of buck the trend for world leaders, they end up losing controversial elections.
Yeah, that is interesting, isn't it? Oh, man. Another fascinating element of the Biden administration is that inflation's not a thing, well, at least it's not Joe Biden's fault. It is a thing now, I guess they finally admit. Well, are they admitting it right now? Let's take a look at the timeline and see if we can figure out. This goes back to December of 2021.
Oh, hang on. They're playing this here. Oh, this is actually
inflation
good.
Rates.
This is helpful.
Okay, this is under Trump.
Trump's got it under control?
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Down.
Wait, what's happened?
Oh, going back up now.
Oh, no.
There's Biden.
Oh. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's
it's sky high.
Go.
And there you go.
Look at that.
Wow. And here are the elements along the way. Biden takes office January 2021. Okay? So by about May of 2021, you can see there that Psaki says it's temporary, transitory. Don't worry about it. Then Biden says it'll pop up, then go back down.
What?
Then Biden says long-term inflation is highly unlikely.
Okay.
Yeah, so don't worry about it. Then Psaki says, no, it's decelerating.
Oh, good. So it's getting
That's at
better.
about September of 2021.
Okay.
And we got Biden saying, well, okay, yeah, there's inflation, but it's because of big meat. Big meat is causing inflation?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Ron Klain says, nah, it's just a high-class problem. It's a high-class problem?
Ooh.
So only the rich and the goods they buy have increased in price? Then Psaki in December of 2021. COVID is the root cause of inflation. Oh, okay. And then Biden says inflation is at its peak.
Oh, good.
January of 2022.
All right. Wait.
Then it still goes up. And then Biden says it's the supply chain's fault. Oh, okay. A couple months later, Biden says it's Putin's fault. Remember the Putin price increase?
Yeah, price hike, yeah.
Biden then says it's out of date. That was in, maybe June of this year.
Out of date.
Biden says 0% inflation in July, August of this year. And then finally, Biden, I'm bringing it down.
Okay, well. After the break, maybe we can play a clip because he's complaining about something still, and it ain't himself.
Really?
He sucks.
It's the worst. He takes zero responsibility for anything. Name one thing, if you can. Name one thing that he has taken personal responsibility for. I mean, that's bad. Because he's taking credit for a million different things.
I'll have to get back to you on that.
Yeah, get back to me and let me know. Coming up. Just been eating this delicious cookie from, I don't know where this came from, but
The breakfast?
Wow, is it good? Yeah, it's a breakfast of champions. Actually. Oh, it's from Kexi. Yeah, Kexi.com. Interesting. That's interesting. Is that interesting?
Very much so. I'm looking forward to trying that sweet potato cookie.
The sweet potato pie cookie is something brand new, and I think you're going to love it. I think it's probably one of the best cookies we've ever made. This one is, I don't know, it's got some chocolate drizzle on it. It's got white chocolate chips in it. Oh, so good. Oh, man. Delicious. Mm-hmm. And you could obtain them for yourself by going to Kexi.com, Keksi.com, and use the promo code, the Jeffy, for 18% off. All right. Meanwhile, on some tweets here, Bob Loblaw tweets, perhaps we should all create a GoFundMe to raise funds for the Pelosi's to get themselves a Ring doorbell. Yeah, then we'd have some video of what's going on here.
Good stuff. Yeah.
From Fury and Energy, the single most confusing thing about the Pelosi attack is that it even occurred. How does someone uninvited get to the home of the person who's third in line for the presidency?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Great question. Like they have no security? They got nobody there? Come on. That's bull crap. Spicy McHaggis. Pat and Keith, please stop bogging us down with the facts. We need to be laser focused on baseless assumptions, such as the attacker being a right-wing lunatic,
that's right.
MAGA goober.
We got to get back to that narrative.
The deplorable Mr. Jackwagon. Could the mysterious third person be Ray Epps?
Oh, there he is.
I hadn't considered that, but maybe. Spoon's self-defense expert. I wonder if we can get the left on board to deport the Pelosi attacker, or is he just a dreamer too? From Carol Marks. I wish I could make Pat's liberal voice my alarm tone. LOL. Or any number of the show's normal audio clips. Excuse me, it's ma'am.
Excuse me, it's ma'am.
Boy.
It is ma'am.
That'd get me out of bed.
Yes, no question. Let's see. If you're wondering about oil prices and who's to blame, Joe Biden told you yesterday. I don't know when you're going to start listening and when you're going to understand whose fault this is. I mean, it was Putin's fault. It's Trump's fault. And now he's got another fall guy to blame it on.
Oil companies' record profits today are not because they're doing something new or innovative. Their profits are a windfall of war.
Windfall of war.
Windfall from the brutal conflict that's ravaging Ukraine and hurting tens of millions of people around the globe.
Huh. Yeah. The oil companies don't set the price. I don't know if you're aware of that, Mr. Braindead, because you're not making any sense once again. He just lies out his anus every single day. Every day. I thought it was sick of it.
Putin's fault, though.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
The Putin price hike.
Right.
Yeah. That was oil company. What is it? I'm confused.
He can't light on any one thing because a different day, a different person to blame.
If you are a Democrat voter, first of all, sucks for you.
Yeah.
But if you're a Democrat voter and you're not motivated to go to the polls right now, you gotta go after big oil because that's that's a common enemy that they can all identify with. You know, a Putin price hike may not get you to the polls, but stopping big oil. Now I'm motivated to go and vote.
He also said he's going to work to tax excess oil profits right now. If companies don't do what he wants them to do, if they don't invest in new production, while diesel supplies are also low and OPEC predicts a long future for oil. Biden's warned that oil companies will face a higher tax on their profits, on their excess profits, if they don't reinvest in increasing production to bring down prices at the pump. My gosh, that's only unconstitutional. I wouldn't worry about it. You can't single out companies or persons to tax more than anybody else. That's unconstitutional. You cannot do that.
What is this you're referring to? It's what now?
Constitutional.
Doesn't ring a bell.
No, really?
No, it does not. And I would like to know, can someone do the research here? I would like to know how much money oil companies have been spending to go and fight in court for the right to access drilling sites.
Yeah, right.
How much? Because they're going to have to pass that along to us somehow, right?
Right.
And they're not going to just absorb that cost.
Right.
Joe?
Well, he says they have a responsibility to act in the interest of their consumers, their community, and their country, to invest in America by increasing production and refining capacity. He won't let them go drill where they want to drill. He won't okay new leases. He's not allowing them to drill on federal land. He shut down Anwar in Alaska. He shut down offshore drilling.
He shut down the Keystone Pipeline.
Yeah.
Day one. Day one.
Trying desperately to eliminate fracking. This guy speaks out of both sides of his mouth, and we know it. Though, I mean, one of the first actions he took was to shut down oil companies and the drilling in this country because Trump had it completely engaged. Trump had it so we were oil independent, and in the last 2 years, he's absolutely turned that around, and we are now again oil dependent, not independent.
For the longest time, the left's argument was we got to stop getting oil from these brutal regimes.
Yeah.
We got to stop with the Saudi Arabia and the Venezuela. And by the way, of course, after they box themselves into a corner there, this administration goes hat in hand to Saudi Arabia, gets completely owned, goes to Venezuela to try to get oil. But that's not even what I'm talking about. The left, their base, has constantly said we can't go to these brutal regimes. So when they go to places like Canada to try to get oil through the Keystone Pipeline, or when they have these new clean ways of getting energy out of the earth, that's not good enough. They continue to move the goalposts on the left, and now it's like, okay, well, you know what? No oil whatsoever. You should have a completely different business model. We have to have green, renewable bullcrap energy. And then when the price of the actual oil goes up because you've made it this ostracized element that we're not allowed to access, you act all shocked when the price goes up because there's limited supply now. It is an absolute circle of madness with these people.
Yeah. Yep. And hopefully most Americans understand it. Most Americans aren't taken in by his continual lies and continual blaming of others.
Oh, these are the Americans that are voting for Fetterman right now?
Yeah, right.
Okay,
never mind.
Yeah, sorry.
Most are not. Some are, though. I mean, some of us understand it. And those of us who understand it must get out and vote a week from today. Or if, you've got early voting in your state, do it before. Do it before next Tuesday.
Did you vote yet?
I have not.
Okay.
I need to, though, because it's more convenient before than after.
Yeah.
At least in Texas, you can vote anywhere in your county if you early vote. When it's on election day, you got to go to the place where they tell you to go. So,
stand in line and stuff.
Which is, obviously trying to suppress my vote.
Yeah. Jerks.
So ridiculous. All right. Let me tell you about Upside. This is so fantastic because we all have these problems with gas, as we've been talking about. But here's a way to save money at the pump. You download the Upside app, and then it will tell you where to go to save 11 cents, 18 cents, and then you get cash back. So fantastic. That's why I started using Upside. It's an incredible app for anybody who buys gas or groceries or dines out. And that's what I do with the extra savings that I get from Upside is my wife and I go out to dinner and we splurge a little bit from earning cash back thanks to Upside. It's really easy to get started too. Just download the free Upside app in the App Store or Google Play. Use my promo code PAT and get $5 or more cash back on your first purchase of $10 or more. It's so easy to do when you're eating out or you're buying gas. So because those are almost certainly going to be purchases over $10, and that's where you get the $5 or more cash back on your first purchase of $10 or more. Upside users are earning more than $1 million every week. That's probably why they have a 4.8 4-star rating on the App Store. Download the free Upside app and use the promo code PAT to get $5 or more cash back on your first purchase of $10 or more. That's $5 or more cash back on your first purchase of $10 or more using the promo code PAT.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Oh, and this is fun in the wonderful Biden economy. Here's 10 groceries that are in short supply or soon maybe.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
It's from MSN.com, too. This is not from Fox News. This is not some conservative outlet that's trying to bash Biden. Oh, so this will really, I think, inspire you and show you what a great job Joe Biden is doing. The number one thing that may be in short supply at the grocery store, butter. That would be really bad for my cookie company.
Oh, no, bro.
We need and use butter. In September, the price of margarine, and butter leaped 32%. Does anybody still buy margarine? Maybe. It's just bad for you. But.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Margarine's bad for you.
What does it do?
Eats up your insides.
Really?
Yes. Yeah, it does. But anyway, the price of margarine and butter leaped 32% year over year. Wow. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. No other grocery category saw such a rise. The rising price of vegetable oil, the key ingredient in margarine, is partially responsible. The war in Ukraine and tightening supplies of milk are also playing a role. That damn Putin price hike. The Putin price hike.
Yeah.
That Putin and his price hike. Number 2, that may be in short supply or already is, potatoes. A 1-2 weather punch sent spuds for a loop this year. In the spring, cool weather in Idaho, Colorado, and Wisconsin slowed potato growth. Wait, cool weather? In this, what?
Not in North America.
No, not with global warming.
Right.
What about climate change and its effect on the climate and the environment and the heat?
I thought potatoes, I thought that was what we're supposed to be eating when we're starving to death. And now you're telling me that we have a shortage of potatoes?
Shortage of potatoes.
That's bad.
That is bad. That happened in Ireland, and a lot of people left the island because of it. A lot of people also died because of it. Number 3, olive oil. Terrible drought in Spain this summer is resulting in a dramatically lower harvest of olives this fall.
Oh, sorry. Different olive
Not
oil.
olive oil. Well, yeah, that's a different.
My bad.
Yeah. Kyle Holland, pricing analyst for oil seeds and grains at commodities data company Mintech.
How do you get that gig?
I don't know, but it sounds like a good one, doesn't it?
Sure does, man.
This drought is too significant. It's simply too dry. Some trees are producing very little fruit. Some trees are producing no fruit at all. So there you go on olive oil. How will we live without olive oil? I don't think you can. Can you? Number 4, beer. There's a shortage of beer?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's
Is there?
Oh, yeah. This is
Really? I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. The grocery store, you go to get a bud and you can't?
No. It's not there yet, but they've been warning us.
Oh, for a while?
Yeah, and
beer shortage coming.
Yeah, there's like these caves and
that sounds like an effort from Budweiser and Miller.
Oh, I see.
Just to get people to freak out and go buy their beer.
Well, I don't think that this article states this, but in addition to the CO2 issue, I think there's also an aluminum shortage coming.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so I mean it's a mess.
Yeah, a lack of CO2 in the a lack of CO2. I thought that's what was causing the climate problem. Now we have a lack of CO2.
You gotta be able to grab it.
Wait,
just grab it.
What? Okay, so a lack of carbon dioxide in the U.S., the gas used for putting fizz into drinks, has stymied breweries and food suppliers.
Isn't that something?
Yes, because CO2 is the cause of every bad thing that happens on Earth.
Yeah, I think this is something that we mocked on Moron Trivia incorrectly. And we're like, like, oh crap, that's actually
wow.
the same thing.
Some smaller breweries have had to suspend operations while others are trying their luck using nitrogen as a substitute.
No. I want CO2. I don't want the nitrogen.
Oh, if I drank beer, I would insist on CO2 in it, not nitrogen. I would insist.
Right?
Yeah, it would really piss me off if you try to pawn nitrogen off on me when I want CO2 in my beer. Number 5, spaghetti sauce. California is the global center for the production of processing tomatoes, the kind of tomatoes that get canned and are used to make tomato-based products. But a nasty drought has destabilized California's tomato crop, threatening the supply of tomato sauce. Number 6, turkey. Just in time for Thanksgiving, turkey meat has gone into hiding. Combination of avian flu, that is a big deal, and supply chain woes already impacting restaurants, and the shortage of turkey could be on its way. I don't like turkey that much anyway. So.
What do you mean?
I don't like it.
What?
I mean, I like it, but I'm not crazy about it.
So what would you have for Thanksgiving if you didn't have turkey?
I don't know. Steak. Something delicious.
Wow.
I don't know. Something else. Ham, maybe. Number 7, rice. In recent years, the supply of rice has actually grown larger, but that ended this year when severe drought conditions from China to California finally took their toll.
All of these famine foods are going away. This isn't good.
Hard red winter wheat.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to miss that a great deal. You don't know how much I depend on hard red winter wheat. Man.
It's the only kind of winter wheat to go with.
The hard red?
Hard red. Oh,
absolutely.
Definitely.
Amoxicillin? That's bad news if you are trying to get a certain medication at your grocery store or pharmacy. At least 3 drug makers say the supply of the antibiotic amoxicillin is running short. That's bad. And, of course, number 10, still baby formula.
Really?
God, they cannot get that solved. And you know whose fault it is? Freaking Putin and Donald Trump.
Putin and Trump.
Putin and Trump and the oil companies. Let's not forget the oil companies.
And mega
Republicans and white supremacists. All to blame.
A show here.
What? Since when do we start doing the show at the top of the hour?
Well, we just changed it.
When did that happen?
We just changed it.
Maybe somebody should have told me.
There's no memo.
You know what? You might want to open your microphone back up at the top of the hour.
Okay.
If it's good enough.
Oops. What is that?
I don't know.
Disturbing.
Yeah. All right. We got some tweets here from Get Off My Lawn. Joe may be against fracking, but at least we know that Fetterman, 1, supports fracking, 2, stands, and 3, supports fracking.
Okay.
Yeah. Because
I do support fracking.
There you go. And I don't. I support fracking,
and I stand.
And I do
support fracking.
And I do support fracking. Okay.
That's painful stuff right there.
Oh my gosh.
But y'all go ahead and vote for him. That's cool.
Sure.
Whatever.
Yeah. Good idea. Because he's got all kinds of great ideas.
And honestly, you need to decide if you're voting, if you like what his wife stands for.
Yeah, because she's the one that's going to serve.
Swimming is racist in America.
Right.
End quote.
Mm-hmm. Bad Engineer tweets, what is an excess profit? I thought there was only profits. Well, yeah, unless you're a Marxist. Then profits are bad, and big profits are even worse.
Yeah.
Don't make big profits, because we won't put up with it. No. And you know what the margin is for these oil companies? Whether or not they're making excess profits or normal profits, their profit margin is about 10%. It's an incredibly expensive process to extract oil from the ground, refine it, and get it to the gas pump. You don't do that for free. Ugh.
Yeah, and
takes a lot of employees and a lot of equipment.
I haven't had an opportunity to really delve into this, but over the last 12 years, because here's what I did. I typed in a Google search, margin of profit for oil companies.
Okay.
And it it extrapolates it out from 2010 to 2022.
Okay.
And as of June 30th.
Of this year?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's what it has been for the last, 12 years. What do you guess? What do you think it is?
9% or 10%.
Minus 464%.
Oh my gosh! What?
I haven't had
over
a chance
10 years.
For the last 12 years, and I haven't had a chance to really click on this and delve into it.
That could be though, because there's been a lot of times during those 12 years where oil prices have been incredibly low. We were down at what, $25 a barrel at one point?
Yeah,
and that lasted a while. So nobody is yelling about, minimal profits or no profits when the oil companies are getting that.
Wow.
They only bring this up when they're getting excess profit, like now.
So it says profit margin can be defined. Here you go, lesson time, kids. As the percentage of revenue that a company retains as income after the deduction of expenses.
Right.
And it says that net profit margin as of September 30th, 2022, so even more recent, negative 4.64%.
My gosh. Wow, that's really something. That is really something.
Windfalls of war.
That's what he's trying to sell right now. Stu's Invisible Bentley tweets, diesel is expected to run out about 11/17, so November 17th.
Oh,
we're going to be out of a lot of things.
Yeah. And you had a, is it Devin? I forget. I'm sorry. Posted something this morning. He went to get diesel in Boise this morning and couldn't get his allotment. I don't know how they do that, but I mean, it's already beginning.
Jeez.
And yeah, it's going to start showing up as far as things not getting to where they need to be, like your grocery store shelves.
Ape Lincoln tweets, I think they meant resort. I would resort to spam for Thanksgiving, but they're locking it up right now, so I can't even shoplift it.
Wow, that would be a first, right?
Somebody shoplifting
Sure.
spam? Yeah, I think so. I think that'd be a first in human history. Not that there's anything wrong with spam. It's pork shoulder and ham in a can.
And if you say there is something wrong with it, man, the spam stands will come after you. That's for sure. Don't be bad-mouthing spam in public.
Nothing more delicious than canned meat. Man, every time I think of it, the dinner bell starts ringing.
And if you're going to dog it, you better make sure it's with people who are the same mind. Because you bad-mouth like if Jeffy were here right now, he'd go,
yeah,
dude, what are you doing?
What's wrong with spam?
It's spam.
First of all,
it's spam.
First of all, it's pork shoulder and ham. It's delicious.
Think about it.
Actually, you fry it up a little bit, slap it between a couple pieces of bread with some mayonnaise.
Egg, yeah, absolutely.
An egg, yeah. Oh, that would be good.
Sure.
That'd be delicious. Emily Oster is a writer for The Atlantic, and during the pandemic, she was all about lockdowns, all about vaccines.
Yeah, let me give you an idea of kind of some of the stuff that she was saying during the pandemic.
All right.
And so in December of 2021, she tweeted out how some people just haven't gotten the vaccine yet. How do we get people to get the vaccine? Well, let's use individual family pressures. Maybe vaccine requirements for things you want to do, like domestic air travel and train travel and sporting events. So basically, she was making the case that
it should be mandatory
if you want to go to these public places.
Yeah.
She also said, going back to November of 2020, she said, wildly unpopular and politically infeasible, but I think governors should consider a short-term total lockdown.
What a great
over
idea.
Thanksgiving week.
There you go.
So that's who you're dealing with. So she wrote this article.
Now we should forgive each other.
Yeah, look at this. Let's declare a pandemic amnesty.
No.
We need to forgive one another for what we did and said when we were in the dark about COVID. I don't think so. No, there needs to be accountability, Professor.
Because a lot of things were said, and we were targeted as people who were unvaccinated.
Yep.
And it was an epidemic of the unvaccinated, if you remember. So everybody who got it, it was our fault. Those of us who didn't want the stupid vaccine.
And if you didn't want a lockdown, then you must have wanted grandmas to die everywhere.
Yeah, right.
If you want to keep your job, you better roll up your sleeve for this undetermined chemical going inside your bloodstream.
I do like the start of her article, though. She says, in April 2020, with nothing else to do, my family took an enormous number of hikes. We all wore cloth masks that I had made myself. We had a family hand signal, which the person in front would use if someone was approaching in the trail and we needed to put on our masks. Jeez.
You can't just turn around and say, "Hey, someone's coming."
No, you can't say that.
It's like, are we in the jungles of Vietnam?
Once, when another child got too close to my then 4-year-old son on a bridge, he yelled at her, "Social distancing!" That's good that you had your kids scared out of their mind.
Good.
Congratulations.
Good.
Congratulations on that. These precautions, she writes, were totally misguided. Thank you. At least she's admitting it now, though. I mean, that's a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
Another example, when the vaccines came out, we lacked definitive data on the relative efficacies of the Johnson & Johnson shot versus the mRNA options from Pfizer and Moderna. The mRNA vaccines have won out. But at the time, many people in public health were either neutral or expressed a J&J preference. This misstep wasn't nefarious. It was the result of uncertainty.
Maybe not nefarious from you.
It also, none of them turned out to be effective. None of them. Mm-hmm. Not Johnson & Johnson, not Pfizer, not Moderna. None of them turned out to be effective. Everybody still gets the stupid virus. In fact, and we'll get into that in a second. The people who got it right, for whatever reason, may want to gloat. Those who got it wrong, for whatever reason, may feel defensive and retrench into a position that doesn't accord with the facts. Thank you. All of this gloating and defensiveness continues to gobble up a lot of social energy and to drive the culture wars, especially on the internet. These discussions are heated, unpleasant, and ultimately unproductive. In the face of so much uncertainty, getting something right had a hefty element of luck. No, there were some pretty educated guesses on our part, where we said, look, we don't know anything about this experimental vaccine, and I don't want it in my body. And the masks do nothing, which she admits now. She admits. And similarly, getting something wrong wasn't a moral failing. Treating pandemic choices as a scorecard on which some people racked up more points than others is preventing us from moving forward.
Oh, jeez.
We have to put these fights aside and declare a pandemic amnesty.
Then you need to write this article to the President of the United States.
Yeah, right.
And the administration that is setting all of these mandates and these edicts. They continue to fight in court to force you back into a mask on airplanes.
Yeah.
They continue to require the armed forces to roll up their sleeves for this injection.
And again, this is from The Atlantic, which is a very progressive publication.
Yeah, and let's not gloss over the fact that so many Americans and so many people worldwide were forced to get this vaccine and then suffered injury because of it.
Right.
Let's not forget about all of the people, all the loved ones that died alone that you weren't allowed to go and see. No. I'm not just going to brush this aside. You changed society in generations is what you did with these policies. We're not just going to be like, oh, well, that was silly.
And they did it by claiming the science was on their side when there was no science.
They wanted our lives made into a living hell.
You know, and Pfizer and Moderna have admitted they didn't even do science on the efficacy of these vaccines, and yet told us they were 95% effective at the beginning. No, these are 95% effective. You get these vaccines, and you got a 95% chance you're not going to be infected. They flat out lied to us repeatedly.
I'm sorry that your kids are screwed up forever. Their education is ruined. All the depression that you've suffered. Sorry for all the suicides that you know that were caused from this, and the bankruptcies and the people who lost their homes and their businesses. But let's just move on.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
Let's have an amnesty. Yeah. No, we're going to rub it in your face a little bit before we move on.
We got to make sure it never happens again, because the same people that perpetrated this on us are still in positions of power and could do this again just like that. And they tried it with the monkeypox, and they're going to continue to try it.
And you know what?
Variants.
They're doing it with Paxlovid, too. They're doing the same stinking thing with Paxlovid, telling us this is effective. And virtually everybody we've heard of in a position of power who's taken Paxlovid has a relapse. Why does that happen? You might want to look into that. They have it, they take Paxlovid, then they think it's gone away, and then it comes right back on them. Why? And by the way, CDC Director Rochelle Walensky once again has tested positive for COVID-19. She tested earlier in October, took a course of Paxlovid, tested negative, and then tested positive again.
Oh. That happened with Fauci, that happened with Biden.
Right. Fauci, Biden, Walensky, all these people, everybody in positions of power with this stupid pandemic has gotten it again.
Oh, I thought are these not breakthrough cases, though, Pat? Breakthrough COVID.
Yeah, breakthrough. It's about the same rate if you haven't been vaccinated to if you have. You got about the same chance of getting it. Now, she said, here's what Walensky tweeted out. She received an updated COVID-19 vaccine shot in September. Today, I received my updated COVID-19 vaccine, ! Laboratory data suggests these updated vaccines provide increased protection against currently circulating variants. I encourage you to join me and get your updated vaccine now. And then she promptly got COVID-19. Then she tested negative, and then she tested positive again. Jeez.
Sounds like it's working.
Doesn't it, though? Oof. Yeah.
I mean, she didn't get COVID in September, did she, Keith?
No, it was early October.
Yeah, see? So it helped. It totally helped for like 5 days. Get out of my face. I can't
take it. Days after the announcement of Walensky's initial positive test, President Joe Biden received an updated COVID-19 vaccine jab and urged others to follow suit.
No.
Update your COVID-19 vaccine. It's incredibly effective. What are you talking about? It is not. Again, he lies about everything. He lies about everything. It is not incredibly effective. In fact, it's almost not effective at all. Let me take a minute and tell you about Scoremaster. Because if you've got some credit dings, Scoremaster can really help you out. Just wait 3 weeks. Go to scoremaster.com/Pat, sign up, and then wait 3 weeks to watch the magic happen. Because that's how fast the Scoremaster, the average Scoremaster user takes to boost his or her credit score by an average of 61 points. 61 points added to your credit score can save you tens of thousands on everything you finance. This technology was developed by credit data scientists to boost your credit score higher and faster than you thought possible. You go to Scoremaster, you sign up. It takes maybe a minute to do that. And then you just follow their directions on how to boost your credit score. It's really great. Go to scoremaster.com/Pat. That's scoremaster.com/Pat.
Pat Gray.
Heartbreaking. Apparently celebrities are leaving Twitter.
No. Oh, wait a minute.
Mm-hmm. Due to Elon Musk. No. And, I don't know, free speech.
No, they're not.
They're not?
No.
They're not leaving?
Now, I'd be interested to see what this story says, but there's so many of them who say they're going to,
but don't leave
and then
yet.
they stick around and wait to see what happens and how people react to that kind of announcement.
Well, Shonda Rhimes, whom I do not know, I have no idea what it is she does.
I'm going to look for her.
Shonda, and then Rhimes. Shonda Rhimes. Actress, singer, dancer, comedian.
Oh, I'm being told. I'm being told Grey's Anatomy. What was the other one?
Oh, okay. All right. Grey's Anatomy. So she's an actress.
Okay.
Or is that not politically correct? She's an actor.
No, she's a writer.
A writer?
Apparently. I don't know. She's got a lot of followers, I'll say that, but still on Twitter as of this moment.
All right. Yeah, she says, here's what she said. Not hanging around for whatever Elon has planned. Bye.
Yeah, and what's the date of that tweet?
Let's see.
October 29th. Yeah, how many days ago was that?
November 1st. So,
and she's still there.
Sarah Bareilles, you know, the singer. I do know her. She says, "Welp." Not a word, Puddin'. Not a word. "Welp. It's been fun, Twitter. I'm out. See you on the other platforms, peeps. Sorry, this one's not for me." Look up Sarah and see if she's...
I've never been able to spell her.
Bareilles. And I'll bet you she's still there.
I'm working on it.
Also, leaving, Toni Braxton. Oh, man.
Yep, Sarah is still there.
Sarah's still there, okay. How about Toni Braxton?
That's fine. Yeah.
She has 2 million followers. Grammy Award-winning R&B star decried the content she had seen on Twitter since Musk's takeover. Yeah. Oh, hasn't it been tragic?
Still there. All of them still there.
Really? Even though she's shocked and appalled at some of the free speech she's seen?
Who else you got? Who else you want me to look up?
Mick Foley, whom I also don't know, but he's apparently a retired professional wrestler and actor. He said in a post on his public verified Facebook page that he's taking a break from Twitter since the new ownership and the misinformation and hate it seems to be encouraging has my stomach in a knot. It's just so stupid. Really? The hate? Tell me about the hate, Mr. Leftist. Tell me about the continual hate that comes from the left on Twitter. The liberal Twitter, there's no place where you could find more hate than leftist Twitter.
Does it say what his handle is? Mick Foley?
No.
I've never heard of him. I'm sorry. Is it?
I don't know him either.
M-I-C-K?
Yeah.
Foley?
Yeah.
I don't see him. Maybe he actually left.
Maybe. Brian Koppelman is going to leave. Co-creator of the Showtime dramas Billions and Super Pumped, The Battle for Uber.
Oh, look. Real Mick Foley actually left.
Oh, he did?
This account doesn't exist.
All right, good for him.
All right. Now, who else am I looking up now?
Brian Koppelman, who said, "Y'all's for real. Come over and find me on Instagram and the talk." I guess TikTok. "Gonna really try to take a breather from here for a minute or a month. Come deal closed time.
He made his account private, but has not left.
Okay. All right. Let me ask you about this one.
Okay.
Tia Leone says she's leaving. Now, I didn't even know she's still alive. Tia Leone is alive? That is fascinating. Good.
Her account is still up and running.
Okay, good. Alex Winter. I don't know who he is either, but he's leaving or has left.
Alex.
Perhaps you can check on which it is.
Let's see here. Oh, yep. Alex Winter is gone.
Okay. Good for you, Alex. Way to put your action where your mouth is.
So a couple of them have actually...
like 2 out of what we named 10 there. That's great. Wow, are they going to be missed? The ones who actually left.
I saw a trial balloon floated yesterday where they're going to look into possibly charging $20 a month.
Oh, I saw that too for the blue check or whatever.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, shut up.
Fine.
That's not a good idea.
Well, I'm not. I'm personally not paying $20 a month. If the Blaze wants to do that, feel free. Totally not happening. I love how David Hogg tweeted out that they should be paying me. They should be paying us. We're the ones that bring the people to Twitter. Now, I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. He's bringing scores of people to
you
Twitter.
and I don't have the street cred that a David Hogg has. So, he's in the stratosphere when it comes to blue checks. But anyhow, it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out in the business model that Elon eventually goes with.
Isn't it, though?
But I can promise you, I will never pay a penny.
No, to stay on Twitter? No.
Or for a blue check.
No, thank you. By the way, Chris Cuomo is demanding another News Nation time slot because his ratings for his heavily promoted show have tanked, as we've spoken about in the past. If there's anybody who deserves a different time period, it's Chris Cuomo because he's performed so incredibly well, hasn't he? He's reportedly earning $1 million for the hosting gig, a fraction of his former $6 million a year paycheck at CNN.
I think he can make it, though.
I'm surprised News Nation could afford to pay him $1 million. I'll bet the rest of their hosts are making nothing like that. Cuomo was ousted earlier this year, of course, from CNN. But a source claimed that he's been demanding another slot. News Nation says, no, that's not true.
Wait, read. There's a quote on the next page from somebody behind the scenes there.
Is there?
I forget what it is. Sounds like Joe Biden, actually.
Cuomo's getting nasty about the ratings, and he's starting to blame everyone but himself. That's great.
Not surprising either.
Fantastic. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Whenever
I was waiting for somebody's voice there.
Hey, you were talking about all the celebrities who are leaving Twitter and want to make sure that we know that they're leaving Twitter, but yet they're all hanging around to find out. Kind of in that same vein, LeBron James, we love him, obviously, on the program. Somebody had said that, boy, the N-word sure is being used a lot now on social media. Okay, I haven't seen that. Maybe it's who you're associating with, sir. So LeBron James responded to it. I don't know Elon Musk, and to be honest, I could care less.
Oh, well, he does care.
Who owns Twitter?
It's good to hear that he does care. He might care a great deal then, right?
But I'll say, if this is true, I hope he and his people take this very seriously because this is scary AF.
LeBron, you make $40 million a year. At least get the expression correct. You couldn't care less. I couldn't care less.
So he goes on to say, I hope he and his people take this very seriously because this is scary AF. So many people using the N-word. Then he goes on to say, so many damn unfit people saying hate speech is free speech. LeBron James. He's good.
Oh, yeah, he's good. That's great. What an idiot. 888-900-3393. How'd your Halloween night go? Did you have a lot of trick-or-treaters?
Yeah, quite a bit. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And
we had maybe 5 groups show up.
Ooh.
Maybe 5 all night.
Every year's different for us. Either it's hardly anyone or it's the hippest neighborhood in the universe.
Really?
And this year it was kind of on the high end, and some of us are trying to sleep.
Yeah.
And the dogs are just ugh.
Yeah, I hate that. My dog was yapping all night too. Every time the doorbell rang. Shut up!
My dog wanted to. Well, one of them was doing that, and the other one wanted to rip people's throats out.
Oh,
and you're like,
nice.
We're cool. It's like, please.
And then I'll hear the continual.
She's just protecting her house. Just protecting her territory.
No, I'm sorry. No. She knows these people are doing us no harm. I want her to shut up now.
Shut up.
Now, if somebody comes in with a knife or a gun, then she can yap all she wants, but that is not happening. Did get a couple of, 2 16-year-old boys, probably. I'll bet they were 16, 17 years old, showed up in regular clothes, wearing no costume, and they must have felt a little silly when I showed up with my cauldron of candy to them. They're like, oh, this is our last night of trick-or-treating, so we're trying to make the most of it. Your last night of trick-or-treating should have been about 5 years ago.
They probably use that line every year.
I bet they do. I mean, you're not even making an effort here. You're not even dressing up.
What's the best costume that you saw at the door last night?
I don't know. I didn't really pay attention to what costumes were being worn, frankly. And I only answered the door 3 or 4 times, and then somebody else did the other time. So I don't know, but it's very weird that we don't seem to get any flow through in my neighborhood. I don't know why.
That poll that I posted yesterday. Should it be on October 31st or the last Saturday?
Oh yeah, how'd that wind up?
That ended up 61-39 in favor of, I think, leave it as October 31st.
Yeah, keeping it. Yeah. Also, I think this weekend we go back to standard time, right?
Yeah.
It's this weekend, so don't forget, get up at 2 o'clock in the morning on Sunday morning.
Wait. Really?
2 a.m. Sunday morning and set your clock back an hour. All right?
You can't just do it
and then go back to sleep.
What?
No, because it's not daylight savings time yet. You don't want to jump the gun.
And just a reminder, we fall back.
Fall back.
We get an extra hour of sleep.
Forward fall back.
And I never want to lose an hour of sleep because of stupid clocks in Congress ever again.
Why won't they change it?
Lock it in.
And I don't want to change to daylight savings. I want to change to we always have standard time.
Okay. So in other words,
always.
You want us to change it Sunday. Well, I mean,
and then leave it
specifically at 2 a.m. Change it.
Yes. Sunday morning
and
at 2 a.m.
Never touch the clocks again.
Don't touch it.
Where does
ever
that
again.
stand? Where does that stand?
I don't know.
Because,
they passed a bill, right?
Yeah, but I think the bill was kind of ambiguous where it said we'll figure it out. So
and
basically, they've agreed to lock it in, but we don't know. That's where I think they left it.
When will they lock it in and rip the knob off? Power 99.
I bet we'll find out. I bet there will be an update on
someday soon.
Well, yeah, over the weekend or something like that. So keep an eye out on because that bill passed. I just want to.
I know. A couple of years ago though. The new Wakanda movie is being released this weekend too. If you're white, here's how you could best support the movie, I guess, as told by this black woman. So
this message
here it is.
Is to all our would-be accomplices and white allies. This message is to all the white people who have BLM in their bio.
Oh, no, thank
you. If you really want to prove to black people that you love us and you care about us and you are down for the cause, do not go see that movie opening weekend.
Oh.
You buy your ticket.
Yeah.
You give it to a black person or a black family who can't afford to go.
Shut up.
Oh, it gets better.
And then you go sit at that theater in front of the doors.
Okay.
You make sure that every black person in that theater can enjoy that movie in peace. You make sure that you use your body to block us from anybody who would be coming in that theater to do us harm. That is your job. You can go see it on another weekend. Go see it on the second or third weekend.
Yeah, you could.
But the first weekend, that's for us.
I can't take it.
To do anything other than this is anti-black.
Oh, yes.
Wow. Okay, that's just racist.
Oh, definitely.
That's just racist.
100%.
Garbage. And it's perfectly fine, she thinks. Yeah, it's perfectly great. And she can spew that kind of hate speech. And that's it's totally acceptable.
Pat, I have some good news. I have some bad news as it relates to our clocks and stuff.
Okay. The good news?
So,
wait, give me the bad news first.
Bad news is that it is going to be permanent daylight saving time.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah, okay. And that starts in the spring.
I hate that.
2023.
Really, does it? Mm-hmm. I don't want permanent daylight savings. Why?
Wait a minute, hold on a second. The Senate approved the measure.
We don't need that.
Wait, what is this? Hold on. The Senate approved the measure.
Did the House not?
This was in March.
Tell me the House didn't.
Yeah, so this is the latest update was, the House is going to have a...
Okay, so the House hasn't voted.
So the House never voted on this?
Okay, well then it isn't a thing in the spring. They need to figure... That's why I thought there was still a possibility that they can change that. And they should change it to standard time. Stop it.
Weird. Okay.
All right.
They can't even get that right.
Right. I know.
The U.S. Congress.
I know. All right. Let me tell you about Omega XL. If you're in pain, you've tried maybe everything. Maybe you tried the NSAIDs, the non-steroidal anti-inflammatories that you can get over the counter. Please give Omega XL a shot. This is a way you can get relief from your pain. If you have joint pain and your joints are inflamed and maybe it even wakes you up in the middle of the night, try Omega XL. I take it because of the science. When we're young, our bodies produce SPMs, nature's way of keeping your joints healthy. But as we age, we don't produce enough. But Omega XL can restore those SPMs and rejuvenate your joints and muscles and calm down that inflammation in your joint area. And thus, the pain goes away. OmegaXL.com/Pat. That's where you go to get it. OmegaXL.com/Pat. You buy your first bottle. They're going to throw in a second bottle free of charge. So you buy one, you get one free. It's basically 50% off the two bottles. Call 800-844-4888 or OmegaXL.com/Pat.
Pat Gray is unleashed.
Let's go to Sandra in Ohio. Hey, Sandra, you're on the Blaze.
Hi. I watch you all the time.
Thank you.
I just wanted to let you know that last week I got a text that said, "Hey, Sandra, this is Marshall with Progressive Turnout Project. We're paying Democrats like you $250 a week to rally your friends and family to vote. Are you interested?"
Wow.
Now, I used to be a Democrat, but after what the Democrats did to Trump, all the bogus stuff, and I saw what he did as a president, I'm no longer a Democrat. I'm a Republican.
Wow. Wow. So you just changed fairly recently then, during the Trump presidency?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of these text messages, pay you $250. That walks that fine line.
Thanks, Senator.
I just want to know how you would prove that. Yep, I got him out to vote. Where's my $250?
I don't know. Maybe you just tell them you're going to do it. Who knows? $250. You're going to pay you. They're going to pay you $1,000 a month just to talk to your friends to go vote. Interesting.
Yeah,
it also shows the unbelievable desperation on the part of the Democrats.
Yeah, and that's a big ask too.
Yeah.
You have to talk to people.
Yeah. How's your day going so far? Would you like to vote Democrat? You should. If you love Marxism, you're going to love the Democrats. If you like inflation, you're going to love what the Democrats are doing. You like to pay more in taxes? Vote Democrat.
You like murdering babies?
Vote Democrat.
Oh, we have that video. Hillary Clinton tried to get people to go vote in the name of killing more babies. And,
really?
Yeah, and so she put out this long video. You got to play at least the first few seconds because there's a fun little addendum to this.
Yeah. Okay. Here it is.
Watch this.
When this happened, we got mad.
Roe versus Wade.
Sad.
Okay, pause it right
when
there. Okay, yeah, so pause it right there. So we got mad and we got sad. And pay attention. So
there it is. Okay, so sad. She's crying because Roe v. Wade was overturned.
That's what they want you to believe.
That's not the case with her?
No, because that young lady saw herself in that Hillary Clinton ad and then tweeted at Hillary Clinton a little message.
Yeah, she said, hey, stop. Stop using my image. I am the crying lady. Hey, Hillary, I'm the girl crying in this video. I'm pro-life, and those are happy tears because I just witnessed a miracle.
Yeah.
So she was not sad. That's
just
incredible.
A little fun aside there.
That's incredible. All right. Let's go to Joe in Florida. Hey, Joe, you're on the Blaze.
Hey, Pat.
Hey.
How you doing?
Good. You really concerned, or you just
I
making
got
small
this,
talk?
Global warming
He's not
thing
concerned.
figured out.
Nope. Okay. What have you figured out about it?
Well, the average American or any human being on the face of the planet pumps out 98 degrees Fahrenheit if they're well. Okay? So, in 1970, the world population was 3.7 billion people. Okay? Okay, today, the population is 7.99 billion people.
Yeah.
So, okay, if you've got round figures, 8 billion people pumping out 98 degrees, you're putting 784 billion degrees onto the planet.
Wow. Yeah.
Global warming.
There it is. I mean, it's a better case than CO2, I think. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it. I mean, that makes perfect sense right there.
Does it, though?
Yeah. That's a lot. That's a lot of degrees. When you add up all the 98.6 degrees, that's a lot.
But you're
pumping.
So if we put the 18-minute together along with the 7-minute together, you got 22 minutes.
Yeah.
You sell it with 8 minutes of ads, you got
30
minutes.
minutes. So, yeah.
But we're pumping out?
We're pumping it out into the atmosphere.
I thought we kept our 98.6
to ourselves?
Yeah.
No, we radiate that heat. And apparently it's absorbed in the oceans because otherwise it would be 700 billion degrees on the planet. All right. If you've ever worked 25 full hours.
How many now?
In a single week.
25?
25.
Oh, boy.
And maybe you can relate to the Starbucks employee's rant about his incredibly tough working conditions. I mean, listen to this.
People wonder why we need a union at Starbucks.
Oh, we need a union.
I
tell us.
am literally about to quit. Like, I don't know
literally
if I'm gonna do it, but like, I really want to. I almost walked out today, and I'm crying in the back room right now, and I almost cried on the
He's
floor.
crying.
It's just
he's crying about it.
Get your ass back to work, bro.
I'm like a full-time student. I get scheduled for 25 hours a week.
Oh my
gosh! On weekends, they schedule me the entire day, open to close. I'm on the schedule for 8.5 hours.
8.5 hour days.
No.
Both Saturday and Sunday.
No.
Yeah, seriously,
like,
right?
3.5 hours into my shift. There's so many customers, and we have 4 people on the floor all day.
So many customers. Cry some more.
Only 5 people were put on the schedule, and somebody had to call out. And there are 4 people running the whole store, and there's so many customers, and there's buses. They scheduled 5 people.
Answer the phone.
We only have 13 people employed at this store.
You've got to be kidding. Only 13.
Answer the phone, bro.
He's too busy crying.
Don't care about us. Our manager was supposed to come in this weekend, and he took himself off the schedule, so he wouldn't be able to be held accountable for calling out. He just literally tore down the schedule that he was scheduled on and put up a new schedule where he wasn't on the schedule.
Well, he's a manager. He has the right to do that.
He was scheduled in the first place.
Stop making videos, and you can become manager
for not
too.
wanting to come in.
Okay. Oh no.
After this video, is a kid still employed? Come on.
Oh, hang on.
We need a union because this
They
can't
need a
happen.
union.
This
It
can't
can't
happen.
happen.
We need fair scheduling.
Right.
Fair
We
scheduling.
need managers to hold themselves accountable for
listen to this.
helping their workers.
You
They
could
refuse
quit,
to turn
bro.
mobile orders off. We need the liberty to be able to
He's
do
thinking
that.
about it.
Our
He's
job.
thinking about
There are
quitting.
other
And I
jobs.
need to get through all of them, and then people are yelling at me because I don't have their orders ready. The customer was
Now, listen,
misgendered me
misgendered.
today, like, really badly. I didn't have their order ready.
Got
And so
misgendered,
they were
too.
just like,
Oh, no.
talking to each other, and they're like, she's clearly incompetent. I have a full mustache and beard.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
I want full, my friend.
Where's the audio going?
Neurodivergent. I don't.
Wait, what did he say?
People get mad at me for using my sick time.
Okay, you don't have to keep rewinding. Hold on.
Like, I can't use. Like, people get mad at me for using my sick time.
Uh-huh.
I don't even know what to do anymore.
I don't know what to tell you
at
because
the
it's.
job.
Phew.
I really am.
I mean, seriously.
Are you on the clock right now, bro? I'm not misgendering you, am I? That's that generation right now.
Yep.
Right there in a nutshell.
Yep.
We have conditioned them to be like that.
Do we know that the person is trans?
First
he was
of all,
misgendered. He must be trans.
Sure was hypersensitive there.
Yeah.
Clearly she's incompetent. Well, how do you know they're... Well, that's what... No.
Excuse me, it's sir!
Yeah, thank you.
Is what he should be saying.
But how does that gentleman know that the customer was even talking about them?
I don't know.
I mean,
I really don't.
It sounds like you're surrounded by incompetent employees. They could have been talking about somebody else.
Right. That's right.
You need to relax. Go get another job. Go get a job where you don't have to interact with people because there are plenty of jobs out there.
This is the back room crying.
Yeah, I swear, if he got paid,
awesome.
If he was getting paid while he made that video, it made it sound like he was. He's like, I'm just back here. Because if he had been off the clock and the day was done when he wanted to make that video on his own time, he would have been out in his car.
Right. Yeah.
So I contend you just got paid to make an internet video. What are you literally crying about?
It's amazing. That's just amazing.
Here we are.
know, a Starbucks gig got to be grueling because you're making lattes a lot of the time. Handing them a pastry every once in a while. That's brutal.
I know somebody that was making good money working at a Starbucks.
Really? How much?
Yeah. Oh, gosh. I forget. I knew you were going to ask me. I think it was like $18 an hour.
Okay.
It was at least that. It was during the holidays and like it's 18 or 20 somewhere in there.
I mean, they have to pay that kind of money. Otherwise, they can't get workers anymore. They have to.
Yeah, it leaves you enough time to go sit in the back and cry and make internet videos.
I mean, non-skilled workers are making $20, $22, $24 an hour now. And you're sitting in the back room crying because you had to work a 25-hour week. And 16 of those are on the weekend when you're not doing anything else.
And I got news.
Get over it.
I got news for that wonderful lad. If you're back there crying because the transition not quite full yet. Okay, bro? Suck it up.
I got a full mustache and beard.
Can we see his full mustache and beard, please?
No.
Can we just get a still shot of that?
I'm going to just say, no, that's not a full mustache nor beard.
Trim that gnarly jungle up, man. Whoa. Well, look, all the best to you, Evan, ! That's what it says. His name tag is Evan. Benevidos, amigos. So he's got a nice little Spanish tag there. Anyway.
And Sebastian Gorka apparently found that video.
Right. Good luck.
Splashed it all over the internet.
Good luck in your future endeavors. I wonder how Evan's doing today.
I bet you Evan was fired, right? I mean, there's no way Evan still has the job after doing that.
Starbucks opened their bathroom to anybody that wanted to come in there and defecate. I doubt they took a stand against Evan.
They regretted that decision, too, on opening the bathroom. That didn't work out well for
Let's
them.
see what's going on. Let's see if Evan's made the new... Wait. Oh, hang on. What's happening here? I believe I found Evan.
Okay.
Oh, here we go. Sorry, Evan. That was too easy. Cornell. Awesome.
He's going to Cornell?
Cornell.
He's going to an Ivy League institution? Oh, my gosh.
Now, Evan's LinkedIn suggests... Unless he just has been so busy, serving customers to update his LinkedIn. Apparently, he's still working
employed?
part-time. He's been there for 3 years now.
Wow.
You should have known before year 3 it was this rough.
I just can't handle this gig. It's too tough for me. So, can't do the 25 hours a week.
Oh, I see. See, he's busy. Oh, no, he was busy this summer as a research intern for the American Federation of Teachers. So he's got that.
Oh, well, that's why he needs a union at Starbucks now, too.
Mm-hmm.
American Federation of Teachers probably taught him all about unions.
So here's oh, boy, here's our future, America. Here is Evan Sunshine. That's his name, by the way. Evan
Sunshine?
Yeah, which clearly just...
okay. Huh.
Exuding
Had
it
a little rain cloud going on there in the back of the...
Here we go.
Starbucks.
Student and community leader.
Oh, okay. Community leader.
I am passionate about justice.
Okay. Surprise.
Workers' rights.
Uh-huh.
And environmental sustainability and infrastructure. I am... Bro, no, you're not. I am skilled in leadership abilities. You're making videos in the stockroom. What are you talking about? Yeah. I am skilled in leadership abilities, writing customer service... negotiation, time management. Again, no, and communication.
Wow.
Here we go. Hoping to pursue a career in policy making.
Good luck with that, Evan.
Our future is in your hands, Evan Sunshine. Thank you for thanks for all you do. Your service there on the front lines of Starbucks.
It's well appreciated.
And mean customers.
Mm-hmm. Researchers say they solved a decades-old riddle this week by finding remnants of the stockade and therefore the site of a prison camp in York, Pennsylvania that housed British soldiers for nearly 2 years during the Revolutionary War. Oh, that's really cool. The location of camp security was thought to have been on land acquired by the local government nearly a decade ago. On Monday, an archaeological team working there located what they believe to be the prison camp's exterior security fence.
That's cool.
It housed more than 1,000 English, Scottish, and Canadian privates and non-commissioned officers for 22 months during the war. Wow. Starting with a group of prisoners who arrived in 1781, 4 years after they surrendered at Saratoga. By the next year, there were some 1,200 men at the camp, along with hundreds of women and children. Wow. And they just found this.
That's super cool.
Interesting. Yeah, we should talk about that maybe a little bit more. That's a pretty interesting story. We will have more on overtime coming up today, and then see you back here tomorrow for Pat Gray Unleashed.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.